Antoinette. You can please, first of all, introduce to everyone here who is Antoinette.
Thank you so much. It's so lovely to be here, Angela, and thank you so much for having me on your talk show. A real pleasure. Yeah, as Angela said, I'm Antoinette Mary McDonnell. I'm Irish, living in Dublin, and yeah, just a little bit about myself. So I'm the founder and CEO of my own business, and I'm a dedicated empowerment coach and holistic success guide. And my passion lies in transforming the lives of high achieving women by blending holistic wellness with career excellence to empower their femininity and merge the divine masculine and divine feminine to get this beautiful synchronicity and to offer a path to sustainable success and deeper self-connection through my innovative soul activation method, which I created. So that's what I'm doing right now. I originate from the southeast of Ireland, and I lost my mother when I was very young to a car accident when I was just 4. So I was raised by my father, and it was very much very driven, very masculine energy. So that really became my default, to really be in the
Mm,
very strong masculine energy as my method of survival throughout most of my life. So it was kind of a relentless drive and force that pushed me through my life. So it's only in the last number of years where I've really brought in the divine feminine and just get that beautiful balance and synchronicity in my life. So that's just a basic intro on me, Angela.
yeah, wow, that's so amazing. Uh, yeah, our story, life story, really are they work as a great contribution to our transformation, right? As a person and as a woman. And what ignited you in terms of, oh, I cannot stay where I am, so I have to do something about me, about my life. So, can you share with us what really ignited was that I have to really to do something about that?
Yeah, it was in order to survive. I kept that masculine energy going with me throughout most of my life. When I was very young, I was reared by my dad and stepmother, and we had a housekeeper, and I didn't really get on with
Mm,
those women. So I didn't have anyone to talk to. I was very much on my own, and I had two younger brothers as well. So very surrounded by this masculine energy and these two other women where there wasn't a connection. So I went into food addiction when I was in a teenager, and that
oh,
lasted for a couple of decades. That was my escapism, my kind of my method of survival. If I felt confused, felt anything in my life, it was food was my go-to. Um, I hid it for the most part, but it was kind of something that kind of was a mask over who I truly was. And it was
mm,
kind of like the mask that I put out to the world was really the strong face of the masculine energy, whereas the feminine was really distraught and kind of really in bits. And yeah, so I went into the food. So that went on for a while, and it just got to the point where I was just pushing myself to such a level that there was kind of regular burnouts, exhaustion, and
mm,
it was unsustainable for the long term. I'm a single mother of 2 young teenagers. I wanted to be more there for my children. I wanted to be more there for my clients, my family, my friends. There had to be a change because this was not sustainable. And it was this relentless drive for perfection, constant criticism of myself, always seeing something wrong, never really accepting myself as a result of this strong masculine force. The masculine energy is very important, but when
uh,
it's an overdrive energy, it actually completely depletes the feminine energy. So does that answer your question?
yeah. So,
Yeah, so that's
as
where I just really had to make that change, and that's really what was the start of it for me.
yeah, and you talk about this masculine and feminine energies. So what I notice is when we are on survival mode, we tap into masculine energy, and then we develop that hustle mindset that we have to work so hard to get things done. And then our feminine
Exactly.
Yes, isn't it? Is
Yes,
like
yes,
hurt.
exactly.
Yeah, it's hurt.
Yeah,
So we lose kind of our power to create a life that is really meaningful and aligned into our soul's desire and mission. So that's why,
absolutely.
isn't it? And I noticed that as I work with ladies too, I see that uh, ladies, females struggle to generate wealth through the monetizing their gifts and talents. And why? Because they lack this alignment into their feminine energies, such as intuition, creativity, empathy, collaboration. As we are doing now, we are collaborating,
Yes, yes,
isn't it?
exactly.
So it's time really to stop or say, like, stop what you were doing and come back to your authentic femininity.
Yes, yes, yes,
And this is what,
absolutely.
yeah, and this is what you do, right? And also
Yes,
you develop you downloaded, better say, your own methodology that I call technology that you will bring from our Akashic records. And you are doing this. You do amazing work and also artwork that is behind you
yes, yes, yes,
that
this
you do.
beautiful
Yeah.
artwork
So
here.
how do
Yes,
you help this lady to stop tapping into solely or most of their time into the masculine and come back to their essence that is the feminine?
yes, yes. So through my journey, I had maybe 20 years of corporate experience
Mm,
working from Dublin in financial services. I went to Sydney for a few years as an event management and project management, onto Tokyo for a few more years. So I was working in kind of high level positions, and then back to Dublin in a law firm for a few years. And then so I had a deep insight into the corporate world and into particularly in Tokyo, where the women are gradually kind of moving up in the ladder, but it's kind of like they have to put so much more energy in order to meet the demands and to be accepted and recognized as compared to their male counterparts.
wow.
Yeah, very much. But you'd see because I was kind of a high level business English tutor to CEOs and executives in Tokyo, training them to how to work in business overseas. And then I was back in Dublin, and well, 20 years ago, I actually got into yoga, which really changed the trajectory of my life. And it was the start of my healing journey. And after that, I got into more kind of healing modalities, anything and everything
Mm,
I could really, I had such a hunger for it and I just couldn't get enough of it. So I got into breath work and meditation and Reiki. I became a healing master and other healing modalities. And I set up my own yoga studio in Dublin. I learned everything about the chakra system, which you see behind me, which are the chakra energy centers
mm-hmm.
represented in paintings. So I learned all about the chakras and the energy systems, and I integrated all of that into my teachings in the studio I had for 10 years, teaching in corporate Dublin for 10 years with a team of people. And yeah, so in basically in the chakra system, which is what I've specialized in. So I commissioned an artist to do the paintings of the chakra system for me. And then I created, over a 2-year period, I created a divine program to take women from this masculine energy, particularly the high achieving women is who I work with, people like in an older version of myself, to help get that beautiful balance in their energies. So the chakra system, it basically goes through, it's like a map for the journey of life, and it goes through all the energy centers in their bodies to establish where the blockages are and what needs to be cleared out. So for me, in actually prior to this journey, and I learned about it through my work essentially, and through working with the clients, and through going deeper and deeper into all of these different modalities. So I basically brought all of these modalities together into this program, which is a culmination of my 30 years of healing journey, and having navigated through abandonment, addiction, marriage breakdown, single motherhood. So I've gone through a lot. So I have a deep
Mm-hmm.
understanding of the corporate world. So basically, through all of the modalities of breath work, meditation, yoga, workbooks, my own coaching, I brought them into the modules of the chakra system, which goes very deep into any and all areas of their lives that needs to be cleared and enhanced, and it creates an absolute transformation in their lives where everything in their lives will be more balanced and synchronized, and they will feel whole, and the relationships will flourish. And
Yes.
yeah. So does that make sense?
Totally. Yes, it's a breakthrough, right? When we
Yeah,
can
yeah, an absolute
balance really, yeah,
breakthrough.
embrace our masculine, embrace our feminine. And when we embrace the natural flow of them in our bodies that you do through yoga, that's very
Yeah,
nice as well.
that's
So
right.
then opens, first of all, the portal of the feminine wisdom that we have here, right? We
Yeah,
manifest.
that's
I
right.
say that females, they are in between realms, spiritual and here, the physical realm on planet Earth. Why? Because we are the ones that we birth lives here. So we are chosen to be a mother and deliver humans on planet. So we are a conduit with this spiritual realm, and
Yeah,
this is fascinating. And as you were talking about the masculine, also I see that we have some memories in our womb around the patriarchal system. And that's
mm.
why you said this high achieving woman, they tend to be on the masculine in order to produce, generate wealth,
Yes,
and they
yes,
work so hard. Yeah, in fact, when we do also with our ancestors, especially the female lineage, we can break the cycles of generational patterns of the patriarchal and
yes,
simply
yes.
being worthy because I am a woman. I exist here. I am the source. So, does it make
Yes,
sense?
Angela, that's it exactly. And just to add, with the chakra system, they all have their own resonance, their own energy, their own qualities. And in the third chakra, which is the solar plexus, it's the fire,
Mm,
it's the power, it's your confidence. So basically, I really feel as a collective that we're moving from the love of power in the third chakra, the solar plexus, to the power of love into the heart chakra. So it's the movement
mm.
from essentially, like, that's kind of maybe an analogy for the movement from the masculine to the feminine, from the head to the heart, really, the journey from the head to the heart. And it's kind of leading people along the way. Like when I was being brought up, and I've always been quite entrepreneurial. So my father and brothers would have encouraged me when I was on this journey of creating this program. They would have said, what are you doing? Why don't you just go and get a full-time job? You're wasting your time.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very much the patriarchal energy of how I was reared, where I was kind of pushed, and I did listen to them sometimes. I'm not blaming them. They were doing what they felt was right.
Oh,
But
sure.
my point is that this patriarchal energy, which tends um to quieten this divine feminine energy, which wants to speak, which wants to express, which wants to support this beautiful integration, masculine and feminine. So I just stopped talking. I said, I'm going to go ahead and do this myself, because I really believe from the heart, this is the work that I need to bring out to the world to help and to heal and to transform.
Yeah, that's true. And something that helps me not to give up is that I know I am meant for more. I know
Yeah.
I'm here to, as a woman, to transform people's lives through my energy, my soul blueprint. So, and sometimes when I feel, oh my God, I'm so tired, and I say,
Yeah.
no, there's this feminine voice that I hear. Keep moving forward. Keep,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
you
That's
know,
right. And it's
yeah,
kind of
it's,
listening to that quiet voice within,
uh-huh.
because it's the voice that is kind of the loud voice, which is the ego, which is the head. That's kind of the voice that never stops talking. That's very loud. But when we go into the silence of meditation, and just close our eyes and just listen to the voice within, and just go into the silence, that's
Mm-hmm.
when we hear the voice that guides us.
Yes.
The quiet voice is the voice to listen to, that gut feeling, that always knows the answers. We don't need to look to anyone else, because that
No,
has
no,
all the
no.
answers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the voice of your spirit I call divine.
yeah,
So, yeah, and then also we silent the inner critic from the ego.
yeah,
Okay, that it comes from this uh, abuse of masculine energies. So it's very important to develop this connection with this inner voice of your spirit that keeps you moving forward, and also you bring to yourself compassion. Being self-compassionate is extremely important to create a life and business if you are a female. Don't you think so?
I would say that that is number one.
Yeah,
Because without, yes,
exactly.
I would say that's absolutely number one. And a lot of women, that would be kind of, myself included, beforehand, especially when you're a mother, you put your children for, obviously we need to prioritize our children. But I mean, my point is that if we're not looking after ourselves, there is no way that we can look after our children. So now I had a pattern from the way I was brought up and the way I spoke to
Mm,
my children from the way I was spoken to as a child. And I noticed that I was repeating that pattern. So I wanted to change it. And firstly, I did it for my children. And then because I didn't want that pattern to repeat for them. And then I
okay.
and then I did it for myself because I wasn't really in that self-love, self-respect at that
Mm,
point, but I did it for them. And then the respect for myself, the compassion started to evolve. And then it's in the heart chakra where we have that self-forgiveness, self-love,
mm-hmm.
self-compassion, for ourselves, and then we can reach it out to others. So my priority every day would be to do my rituals, whatever that is, every single day and not to miss a day, even if it's 5 minutes, just to kind of go into the silence of within, because that's where I really give to myself in whatever way I can. Some days it's 5 minutes, other days it might be like half an hour, whatever. But the key is to go in and do something every day to connect
Mm-hmm.
into yourself and to have that love and respect for yourself, which can then, it's like filling your own cup. If we're
Yeah,
giving
yes.
if we're only half full, we're kind of a half empty vessel. We can't really give. So fill ourselves up with all that love, that respect, that empowering ourselves. It's like we feed our bodies, our minds every day. We need to feed our spirits as well. We take
Oh,
the time to sit down and have our meals. So that needs to be done for the spirit as well. I would say it's absolutely critical.
yeah. So as we talk about ritual or tools, so I'd like to delve into it. For you said about
Yeah.
the ladies that are watching us, we can deliver some practical tasks to be done in order to improve their connection with the femininity. So
Yes.
you said 5 minutes, you can start with 5 minutes. You sit with yourself in silence, and do you think it's nice to journal after it?
Yes, absolutely. Journaling is a fantastic thing to do. Absolutely. And that's where it's particularly good to do that first thing in the morning, because there's a lot of chatter in the head first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's almost like having a shower. You're just kind of cleansing the mind when you write it out in the journal, and you kind of get all that kind of clutter and garbage out. And
Mm-hmm.
then when it's out, some answers start to come through. Just get a journal specifically for writing. Julia Cameron, I think, has a book called The Artist's Way, and she talks about doing the morning pages. I think it's a fantastic thing to do. I've done all of
Mm-hmm.
that myself. And another, if I can just share another very
Oh, yeah,
simple
sure.
tool to do. I mean, some people might find it difficult to do meditation because for many people, and myself included, when I started doing
Mm.
meditation, I'd find it very hard to sit down. And it's when my mind would actually go crazy. I sat down and just go into the silence. It's only really with practice that that gets easier. So I found it a little bit easier for me to do breath work. So like I've got something to follow. I've got kind of certain rhythm to follow in the breath work. You hold, or you're following the inhale, the exhale, and whatnot. That
Mm.
would be helpful to follow breath work. Alternatively, with the meditation, to try meditation, what you can do is just follow your breath. And then when the thoughts come up, just see them and say, okay, I see you there, but I'm not going to engage with you. Just don't
Oh,
engage with thoughts. Just
yes.
just just see them kind of rolling around, and just try to come back to the breath, to just focusing on the inhale and the exhale, and maybe put your hand on your heart, another on your solar plexus, just to really kind of engage in with that.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. And something
Mm.
that I'd like to share is heart coherence. This is from Heart Math Institute, that like you just become aware of your normal breathing, and then you set the intention to have long, deep breath into the heart, because our heart has a neural system, and
Yeah.
it's like brain cells, but it's in the heart. And when we feel this disconnection and we start engaging with lower timelines of the ego, what happens is this communication, heart and mind, they are dissonant. So, and then when we start, okay, you set the intention, okay, now I'm going to my heart, I'm going to connect with my spirit, and then you take this long deep breath into the heart, and you can place your hand on the heart, not to get distracted and focusing there and breathing into the heart. You, in fact, you set this coherence, like in terms of frequency, and brain and heart, they start speaking the same language. And it's
Mm.
like you shut down your nervous system, like, "Woo," and then you calm again. Uh,
Yeah.
and then you can really activate uh, some memories such as love, gratitude, passion. You get more inspired. You can do 3, 5 minutes. You can
Yes,
repeat
Angela.
it during the
Yeah.
day. Yes, it's
That's amazing. I have that breath work, coherent breath work. I teach lots of different types of breath work that
oh,
resonate with the,
amazing.
yes, lots of different. So every chakra, I have different breath work. So for the first chakra, I actually teach coherent
Mm,
breath work, which is like 5 breaths per minute. So you're kind of, you count up to 6 for the inhale, and if possible, in and out through the nose. So 6, closing your eyes and just focusing on the counting up to 6 for the inhale, 6 for the exhale. So it's like coherent, as in it's completely balanced for the inhale and the exhale. And that would usually amount to 5 breaths per minute. So to do, like, I find it useful to do it for maybe, 10 minutes. So maybe put a timer on the phone. But I'll be happy to share. I have a free coherent breathwork practice that I'd be happy to share if
oh,
anyone wants it. Yeah,
yes.
I have it narrated. There's nice music and stuff through it, so I would guide people through it. But there's lots of different breathwork practices that can be done that resonate with the energy of the specific chakras. But coherent breathwork is one of the simplest ones and one of the
Mm-hmm.
easiest ones to kind of follow. And you can kind of do wherever you are. You can be on a bus, on a train, and nobody would know what you're doing. You can just close your eyes and do it yourself in the silence. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do everywhere, and it's
Yeah.
simple and powerful.
Mm. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right. And what advice can you give to females that they are solopreneurs and they are kind of struggling in their business? So, what advice can you give them?
Struggling in their business, as in kind of in getting their business moving.
Yeah, or they are too much on their masculine, or they are not using the masculine energies properly in order to have the stamina to to get things done, and they
Yeah.
lack clarity. Oh, what is my next step here? Right? So, what advice can you offer these ladies?
Yeah. Well, what I find really good, what works for me is when I'm at my work, because it happens to me as well. When I'm sitting there at my work and I need to get things done and things aren't moving fast enough and I'm getting frustrated in
Yeah,
my work. So what I need to do, I know at that point, I need to step away from my work. And what I do is I go into meditation or breath work or go out for a walk. And whatever questions I have regarding my work, regarding how I can kind of move forward, I usually get the answers when I step away from it. But so that's really helpful, to step away from the work and to kind of go into the where you're completely switching off. You're kind of essentially going into the feminine energy, stepping away, being with nature, just being with yourself. And this, for me, this is critical, as opposed to constantly pushing myself, get the answers, get it done. And then I'm just completely depleted. I've completely lost my mojo. Everything is just gone.
yeah,
you know, but it's obviously very helpful to write it out, you know, in a very clear fashion, what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Write down all the questions about what I want to achieve, and the timelines for achieving these. And you in the and then we step away, we go into the meditation, we go out for walks, and the answers will come in the silence. This is what works for me. Obviously
Mm-hmm.
talking to other, and then I might get messages about maybe talk to this person or talk to that person, you know, so like I feel we're kind of guided into what to do, who to speak to, the directions to go. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
good.
to
That's what
step
works for
away.
me.
Yeah. And
Mm.
something that I do, I connect with Mother Earth. So I go to nature,
Mm.
and there I have two amazing parks near my home. So I just go there and really ground myself
Yeah.
into Earth, and it
Yes, yes,
helps
yes.
me greatly. Something that I noticed that people forget to ground, right? We
Yeah.
have to uh, disconnection with Mother Earth because we are here as human beings, so we really have to ground so that we can have the lower chakras balance. We,
Yeah.
yeah, to bring,
Absolutely.
yeah, to
Grounding would be critical, and that's another thing that I would do
critical. Yeah,
every
exactly.
single day. And
And
like just a simple
mm,
exercise, you know, I do lots of grounding techniques, but a simple exercise for grounding would be just to stand with your feet hip distance on, you know, barefoot in your home, or you know, even better, if you're out in a park and go barefoot on the earth, amazing. You're completely grounding into the earth from there. So what I do is, it's something that I created a visual video on it so that I could help people actually visualize the grounding. So and then when you have it, you know, I can literally do this in like 30 seconds is all it takes me now. So standing with the feet hip distance and just, you know, coming back into your body, coming back into the breath. Just imagine the air around you and how it feels. Does it feel cool? Does it feel warm? Just feel the
mm,
clothes on your body. So you're really coming back into the moment. You're not at like tomorrow or yesterday. You're
uh-huh,
you're just in the here
yes.
and now. Yeah, yeah. And just imagine the roots growing from your lower back into coming down your legs into your feet, and the roots growing from your feet into the earth, just like a tree. So the roots growing deep down into the earth, spreading wide, spreading far, all around the earth, and really grabbing onto the earth so you're so solidly, firmly grounded.
Yes.
And then so just kind of visualizing that, and boom, you're there. And then just imagine just breathing in from your crown. What I do then, I breathe in from my crown, divine energy coming in from my crown. I breathe it in from my crown all the way down from my body, through my body, into my legs, my feet, going down into the roots. And I do that 3 times. And then I do the reverse. So then I bring the energy from
Mm,
the roots
mm-hmm.
all the way up my body, and then it's coming out of my crown. And it's like a beautiful waterfall with all this beautiful energy and like white light kind of sprinkling all around my body, which acts as a form of protection as well. So this is a ritual that I do every day, and it's very powerful. And then I feel, okay, I'm ready for the day now. Let's do this.
I do something similar as well. I call energy flow. And you
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about tree. Yeah, I work as an Akashic tree of life, bringing that the roots.
Mm,
Amazing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Well,
Yeah.
tell me, honey, how can these ladies find you?
Um, well, they can find me on my Facebook profile, Antoinette Mary McDonnell, and also AntoinetteMary.com is the website. So any lady that would like to reach out and can book a free clarity call with me, and it's a free no obligation call, and I will help them to, we really have a kind of a deep look at where they're at right now in their lives, and just map out a plan of how to bring in more feminine,
Mm,
divine feminine energy, and to get more balance and fulfillment into their lives, and just really plan out a map for them. I would assist them in doing that. So that's how they get in touch with me. And I'd be happy to share, as I said, one of the meditations so that they could start straight away on a nice coherent breathwork practice.
yes, coherent breath work. All right. And would you like to say something about your art?
Oh, yes. So thanks, Angela. So uh, I have full exclusive rights of the paintings. So I created this collection that you see now behind me. This is there's quotations. It's chakra quotations artwork. So basically, I chose a quotation for each piece that resonates with the essence of each of the chakras. Now, all of the artwork is infused with Reiki, prayers, and healing energy. So anybody who uses the or buys the artwork or engages in my
Mm-hmm.
programs, they will feel the energy from the artwork.
Oh,
So it's been quite it's sold on my website, and I have it integrated with very high resolution, and basically the artwork is museum quality, will not fade for 100 years. So very good quality. So there's various size of canvas prints, so you can choose your own frame, and there's greeting cards as well, which are also excellent quality. And some people actually frame the greeting cards.
oh
So I will be
yes.
doing, yes, I'll be doing future collections as well. I'll be doing a collection of, like,
Oh.
for example, in the heart, which is all about love. I
Mm.
am love, which will be the top and the bottom. And then I have other ones which are affirmations of the essence again of each chakra. So I've already created them. I just need to collaborate them. So just a few different collections will come out. But the artwork is, and it's very vibrant, so you see it on the website. You see all the different mock-ups and how it will look in your home or in a studio. It'll resonate
Wow.
in that energy in wherever you invite it. And women that work through the program, they, if a certain chakra really resonates for them, if they've really had a huge breakthrough in this particular chakra, they like to purchase that and have it up in their home. So that kind of, it's very soothing, it's comforting, it encourages them, it just shows them the work that they've done. And yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you, Angela.
Wow. Thank you so much, Antoinette, for today, for being here with me,
Thank you
sharing
for
your
having me.
magic and your
Yeah.
story and your power. Also the power of your femininity. And yeah, so sopreneurs, ladies, stay tuned for more talk shows, right? And
Thank you
stay
so much,
tuned. Yeah.
Angela.
Yes, and see you very soon.
Yes, thank you
I
so
love
much. An
you. I
absolute
thank
pleasure.
you.
Lots of love.
Yes. Yes. Bye, honey. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.